I'm good.
Okay. We don't have Ren today. He's having fun in Disneyland, I believe.
Oh, that's
Disneyland,
right.
Disney World. So he'll be back next time.
Disneyland.
So I'll just be auto playing, or Alex, if you want to control his character.
Sure.
If you can.
I don't.
Can anybody control that thing?
I don't know if you're able to go in and make a sheet or anything, but
Nope, but
that's okay.
I didn't get the character sheet to transfer it, so still waiting on that.
Well, you have a very basic looking monk character with no stats. They're all 10s. So that's fine. So I would like to start off with a question for you guys. I want everyone to get into Roll20 and roll a d20 for me. The question that I would ask you is, what are the top 3 goals for your character?
Survive.
Survive.
Jesus.
I forgot where to roll that. I'm sorry.
No worries. So
Oh, I
on
found it.
on the left side of the screen. Perfect. We'll start with Xerix.
Okay, so Xerix, I guess number 1 goal is to find a deity or some creature with power to think he's one of them. Or not one of them, but like can be situated as a follower. And if you get right down to it, it's like he wants number 1 to be part of a family. Part of a group of people who accept him regardless of his oddities. Number 2 is he wants to get high, because that means that he escapes this world and doesn't have to feel the pain of being rejected and alone all the time, which is the drug thing. And third thing, he likes stabbing things. He likes the reactions of him making an impact on other people's lives.
Literally.
So yeah. So
goal 3, it's like he wants to kill something.
Basically, he just wants to be in, like, he wants the world to react to him existing, I guess. So wants to be part of a family, wants to not feel pain anymore, and wants other people to acknowledge him.
Wants to make an impact on the world of his presence.
Yeah.
Sounds like Vin Diesel.
Does he like stabbing people?
Maybe.
Oh, or family, are you talking
about? Family.
Family.
Why not both?
I'm still a little sick.
Brendan, that reference was to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pull up the wiki now.
Ayre, what are the top 3 goals for your character?
So obviously her first one is to find her sister. Because that's what she's been trying to do for years. second would probably be to deal with whatever is going on that seems like it is a threat to both her and her sister. And to get her/a ship back. Since she's the captain of a ship that's at the bottom of the ocean at the moment.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a ship romancer.
Oh, baby
Okay.
ship, you're looking so good tonight. Like that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Fammal, what are your character's goals right now?
To basically just kind of try to find a place where they can belong, even if that's not with or without people. To kind of explore and just see what there is out there, and geez, I just had it.
We got a lot of lonely people.
I'm sorry, I'm very tired. Place, explore, and just to have fun wherever they go.
Okay. How wholesome. So far, all of these goals are very wholesome, I think. Lithius, let's do you next.
So Lithius's first goal is to fulfill Joth's dying wish, to tell Lord McIre in summation to go fuck himself. Then to find out what is causing the disturbance in the seas, to potentially allow him to go back to his duty and bring calm to the ocean. And then finally to find another ship to reside on or provide his services to.
Well, so there's two people looking for a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get onto the Facebook Marketplace or something. You guys can pool your money together.
Fixer upper.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, Geldloth.
Well, as a wanderer from faraway lands, honestly, he was just using his time off that he accrued from working for 35 years and never taking a vacation. And this is really throwing a damper on the whole shebang. And, you know, he's got a family and everything going on. He just wanted to, you know, have a holiday before he returned to another 35 years of work. I don't remember the rest of what was it? What was the rest of the questions?
The question was just, what are the top 3 goals for your character right now?
Oh, not die.
Oh, perfect.
And solve this puzzle.
Not die. Oh, so goal 1 is continue vacation?
Yeah, that's like that's the persistent. Yeah. You know, live, laugh.
I'm
Goal
here, but I'm going to
2
have my
is
vacation. God damn it!
Yeah, my top goal, continue my vacation. Have an actual good vacation.
Yeah.
Goal 2, don't die.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if he dies, he could just have a vacation in the afterlife, continuing
true.
the first goal.
And goal 3 was solve this puzzle.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a
Fantastic.
feeling that goal 3 is going to be changing constantly.
Yeah, I imagine your goals will change
It's the
as we
It's the wild card. So
go through this game, which I think will be fun. So I'd like to ask this question every few sessions. just to see if your goals are being met or if they have changed.
Goodness.
Let's see. So, where we last left off, you all were in a Dwarven rune. I can get you there. Bloop. And something had happened where the stone golem and the statues started to move and became aggressive. Not all of the stone statues, however, not all of the armor came alive. Some of them seemed to stay in place, but there were people inside them, living people who were very confused. Battle ensued while also trying to free these strangers. After which, you guys went back and reread the runes, did a little more research, finally having a person who knows how to speak and read Dwarfish, to which you activated the magic door correctly and ended up in a tiny room together. So, how do you want to do this? What do you guys want to do?
You said there were levers on the wall?
Yes, there are 3 levers in this tiny room. There was a inscription in the... Gosh, there you go. There was an inscription on the wall when you entered the room. And your translator read it as, "There doth be 3 switches in thy room with Dwarven feel and tune. If correct sequence is used, the forges will resume."
Do the levers look any different?
They all look the same. They all look old, worn. There is some rot on some of the handles as the wood is rotting.
Is there anything around the levers themselves, or is it all just kind of the same?
It's all the same. Smooth stone walls, with nothing on them outside of just the engraved inscription above the levers.
Is there anything else in the room besides the levers and the inscription?
Nope.
Nope.
Just your party members.
Where are the levers?
You not see them?
I see a box. I see a square.
Yeah, I see a box.
Oh, okay.
That's because I forgot to put them on the right layer.
Okay.
That does
How can
help.
you not see them? They're on the DM layer. I can see them.
Idiots.
I
They're
can
right
see them
there.
just fine. There you go.
The inscription said switches. It didn't say levers, right?
I thought it said levers. 3 levers, Dwarven tune, something, something.
There's
Maybe
something
they're
about this.
musical.
Can you put the inscription in chat? We can
No.
have something to look at.
Jamie Ben. Two.
Edit Control V.
Yeah, it
There you
says
go.
switches, not levers. I don't know if that means anything.
Geldloth is gonna walk over to this one and just kind of lean on it and accidentally switch it to the other direction.
Which one?
The one it's closest to.
Oh, mouse. This one?
Yeah, this one. The one that he's
That one.
closest.
You're gonna bring it down. Okay.
Does anything happen?
As far as you can tell, nothing happens outside of you just hear the funk of the switch going down.
Huh.
Maybe outside the room?
It says sequence, so we probably have to pull them in a certain order. One doing just being pulled probably won't do something.
Makes sense.
Alright, still being dizzy from the ride that is the teleporter thing. I'll say I'll do the same thing as Geldloth, fall into the one on the right.
Okay.
Do they have when it makes a thunk or whatever, and I am visibly startled in air quotes. Is there anything on the lever? Do they have like any inscriptions or anything on the wall behind them or on the floor next to them?
Nope.
Okay. Do they sound different going thunk?
As Lithius kind of rests his arm on the far right lever, you hear the same kind of thunk.
I'm of the opinion if we all stumble around like we're drunk, that is the most dwarven feel in tune we could possibly have. So
Jamal's just gonna walk up to.
I will sigh loudly and shove the last one.
Oh, you're gonna.
Okay. You hear a similar thunk.
it worked.
I don't think anything happened.
You just
That's
gotta
the-
manifest it.
Does the room start filling with poison?
No. As far as you can tell, nothing has happened.
Okay. Gonna look at. He's gonna look up at Ira and say, you gonna do that like glowy eye shit again? Can you see like the real things or whatever?
Don't know how that would be helpful.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry.
Well, I could have. Can I roll history? What do I remember about what I could see through the door?
Through the door?
Remember when I had the.
Through this door?
Yeah, when I could see through it and I saw the room.
Sure. So you're wanting to roll a history?
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
Amanda doesn't remember.
Okay. You vaguely remember seeing a dark room with something shiny at the far end, which you're kind of assuming are these levers.
Yeah.
You knew that the door was magical in nature, that it wasn't something you could pick a lock to. But you know it was on this side of the wall.
I just kind of shrug. I don't know. And there's no, like... It's just the inscription and the switches. With dwarven feel and tune. And all the thunks sound the same when we switch to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you... actually, I'll go ahead and have everyone roll a perception check for me.
Much better.
Geldloth, you really think these switches sound like they have some sort of different kind of thunk. That's what you're feeling. You're like, I think these thunks are kind of different. I think maybe there's like a pitch or something. We have to put them in the sound of the thunk. Lithius and Ayre, you realize you're not really hearing anything. Like, the room is silent. I'll actually go ahead and stop this. Like, it is deathly silent. Almost like there's a silence spell cast, or like you've gone deaf, but you know because you know you haven't, because you were able to hear the thunks. You're able to hear each other talk. But outside of that, it is eerily quiet.
Maybe someone should go check and see if the thing is done outside, if anything changed out there while we're in here. Like, throw a bunch of the switches, while somebody else is not here. Maybe something different has happened. Just because we can't sense it in here doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're the only one that can communicate back to us.
Are you,
I mean, if you're offering.
okay.
I guess I'll go with you, but yeah, I really don't know where to look at. This is kind of...
Maybe there's a clue with all the murals.
Does anybody remember the password word?
It's in that burnt book. Alamtine.
All right. Well, Xerix will use telepathic speech with Geldloth, since he's been doing it previously, and walk to the center and say Alantime.
You walk into the center of this room, right where you're supposed to be, and you say the password, and nothing happens. You don't even hear the voice in your head.
Did we break the thing? The password was Alantine, that's for sure.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that was the password.
Sure it wasn't
Mhm.
Allentown? Try Allentown.
I don't want to get it wrong, because last time we got beat up by a bunch of rock guys.
I mean, there's no rock guys left.
You say that. I did see two statues down there.
How about we pull the levers back? Same order.
Which levers are you pulling?
Middle, right, left.
Yeah.
Are you all doing it at the same time, or
No, like in order, like the opposite way that we went.
Okay. Okay.
And
Alumtine.
Xerix, okay. Oh dear. I didn't zoom out enough. Hold on. There we go. Xerix, you arrive in this room. What is your perception again? Your passive perception?
half a man.
With that, Xerix will use his telepathic speech and communicate with Geldloth and say, I have successfully traveled into the other cavern. Try pulling the switches once more. We'll see if anything happens.
She was asking what your passive perception is.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, I looked at it.
17.
It's 17. You notice that there is a warmth to what was once a cold, dark cavern. There is some
Okay.
kind of heat residing in the air.
Since it's different, he's going to stealth around and try and figure out if the forges have been activated or if there's a dragon. Could be either, really.
Wouldn't that be a fun twist?
There's a
Forges
dragon in
are
my
the
horde.
dragon.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a stealth for me. Nice. You are stealthed.
Okay. Well, he will, as quickly as he can while being quiet, go to the forge rooms and see if they are lit.
They are not lit, but you can tell that there is an extreme, not an extreme, I would say a very noticeable temperature difference as you enter this forge room.
Using his speech, he will say to Geldloth, something is different. It is warmer. But the forges are not officially activated. If you attempt the levers again, I will let you know if anything changes.
He sounds like Worf.
It's his forked tongue. It's the way in the way of his speech.
My inner monologue.
I don't know what everyone else's issue is. I can speak perfectly.
Well, the man says to try to do the levers again, and he'll let us know if anything changes. So, I mean, do you want to do the same thing, or do you want to fuck around and find out?
Perhaps we should try the same thing again.
All right, and I will pull my lever.
I mean,
Pull
if
the
it didn't kill us the
lever.
first time.
Okay, I guess I will pull the right one and then the middle one. It's nobody.
Okay, so Geldloth pulled the left lever.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then what was the next lever?
The right and then the middle.
Okay. So Xerix, you hear a random sound, a low
The
humming.
mosquito trap.
He goes
and
towards the
then
light.
The who's pulling the next one? Middle or right?
Right.
Okay. Xerix, you hear another hum that sounds louder. And
Boom.
this forge comes on.
Immediately, regardless of which levers have been pulled, he will say, "The right forge has been lit. Gondor calls for aid."
He says return on forges. Well, at least the right one.
Hmm.
And then he's going to immediately sprint to the left side to see if that is also working.
You wanna pull the middle one?
Are you guys wanting to pull another one?
Yeah,
Okay.
the middle one.
Okay, it pulls and
So it would take him roughly 2 rounds to get to the other side, the left forge. So I don't know if within that time they pulled the lever.
sounds like the lever was pulled within that time.
Okay.
And you see the forge go out.
I see it go out.
Well, no, you don't see it go out. Excuse me.
It's
It's
just
not
not
on.
Okay.
Yes.
So he will quickly run to the other side and say the left forge is not on. So I'm not sure if you need to pull any more levers or what. Ooh. Am I supposed to see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Xerix will quickly hide behind the wall. If he hears it get any closer, he's gonna try and hide in the rubble. But he will say, "There's another statue, not as big as the biggest one, but pretty big, walking around. About to lose my self connection. I'm going through a tunnel." And then it's gone because it only lasts a minute.
Very, very interesting. It says that we've turned on some kind of, I'm assuming patrolling robot thing. I'm not really good with names.
Hmm.
I have a question for the DM.
Mhm.
So when I said the name while the levers were pulled, I didn't hear anything back and it didn't work. Does my telepathic speech telepathic speech get messed up with when the levers are pulled because of whatever thing is affecting the voice before?
No, I wouldn't say that there's like a magical shield or anything affecting it. So I think it would be fine. I was just checking the mileage, making sure, because I was reading your telepathic thing.
4 miles.
Only
is the distance.
lasts for a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level.
Yep, only 1 minute.
Yeah, so that is out. When you had entered this room, you felt the same kind of heat, but it just wasn't on. So, and yeah, you heard that thing moving around suddenly.
Forges are in heat.
What are you guys doing in the room?
Has he shared any of this information with us?
He was telepathically talking to Geldloth.
No, I'm talking about Geldloth.
Oh,
Yeah,
Everything I said out loud. Everything I said out loud was Geldloth talking. So, yep. I just don't know what happened when we pulled the third lever.
Maybe the right lever needs to be last?
Or not pulled.
Oh, the right lever is the one that turned the forge on.
Well,
The middle one is the one that was last.
Yeah. Well, yes, the right one turned the forge on, but we don't know if yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you think forge turning on the last step in the process?
Probably, but I'm gonna jump to conclusion. So, he said the left one hummed, the right one turned on the forge, and then I didn't hear anything when we turned on the middle one, or when we flipped the middle one.
Well, didn't I say the left forge is out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You said you said but I just thought that meant like the left forge. You didn't see the left forge turn on.
Right, I didn't see that, but you pulled the middle lever, and by that time he got to the left side, and it was out. But he did feel. I didn't say that I felt.
Okay. Did you see both of them were on when we flipped the second switch?
Well, they are.
No, because by the time he got there, it was not on.
It's a running distance of 180 feet, so it would have taken
Okay.
2 rounds to get to the second one. And
Okay.
12
So do we know
seconds.
that the right one is off?
I don't know.
So
And
we just know that the left one didn't come on. Is
Right,
what we
and
were currently.
and I don't know if the right one is off because my speech ended, and there's a creature down here that I told you about.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we can. He said there was a humming with the left one. The right forge at least was on when we flipped the right switch, and when he flipped the middle switch, and went to the left side, it wasn't on. So we can either unswitch it or unswitch it and switch the left one back.
Perhaps some of should go help you.
I didn't hear what you said. You said perhaps someone should go out and
Help him with the statue. You complained about my clicking.
I did.
You have to pick one.
Alamtine, I'm out of here.
It doesn't work.
Can't. All the switches are flipped.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you say Alamtine and you hear nothing.
I'm gonna flip.
I'm gonna be okay out there.
Fine. And then Geldloth will walk over and unflip the middle, then the right, then the left.
Okay, then I'll go and help.
Hold on.
Uh,
Um,
You should go get some better information from Xerix.
Well, I'm unable to communicate.
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
why I was saying, like, perhaps we should all go back out to help Xerix with the thing and talk to him about what's up.
Sounds good to me. We all
okay,
just
so
piled
what
onto the
switches are
teleporter.
we pulling first?
Um. Well. Should probably just do the left and the right again, and then maybe change it up
So,
and do.
so which one are we doing first? Left, center, or right?
Any reason to change?
Huh?
I'm asking the group if there's any reason to change.
I don't think so.
Also, you can move. Lithius.
So which one are we doing first?
Lithius is moving.
Which
He said-
switch?
I'm just waiting until we're done with the switches.
The switches. I said that I moved them all back.
In what order
In
is what I'm asking.
the
I want to
same
know
order.
what switch you're doing first. So
Middle.
you're doing middle first?
then right, then left.
Okay. Oh god, get the right layer. So Xerix, you see what you see. You
Mhm.
see it. Loopy doop. And then wrong layer. And you see it do that. Okay. All right. So you pulled all the switches back. Now what?
Lithius wanted to go out.
Yes,
Said that he was leaving.
I also step in, say
Okay.
the word.
You say the password.
Yep.
And you end up here. And Lithius. Are you saying the password or?
Yeah.
Okay. You say the password and you hear a please hold while the teleporter is occupied.
I move off the.
Elevator music plays.
Yeah. Doon, doo, doon, doo, doon, doon, doo, 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 doo. Ayre, are you able to move your token? Boop. I believe both of you have pretty high perceptions, yeah? Passive perceptions.
Mine's 14.
17.
Okay. I'm gonna say yeah. Both of you notice that there is a temperature difference in this room. There is a warmth that wasn't there before. Feels like it's a good where it was like maybe 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It now feels like a very comfortable 75.
It's pretty toasty out here.
I would say so. All right, let's go find Xerix and make sure he's okay.
Kamal's gonna follow because there's nothing else to do in here.
Okay. You say the password and you hop in there.
He
I'm
was.
gonna try and be like kind of quiet-ish and be looking around since there was something in here.
Whoa, Lithius, you are stealthed. Ayre, you're looking around. You can tell that there is a very noticeable temperature difference. You don't see that anything has really changed yet, though.
Okay, that's
You are not stealthed. Well, you think you're stealthed.
I'm hiding now. Just let everyone know.
clank, clank, clank.
Yeah. You're trying to walk as carefully as possible, but you're actually like, while you're trying to try and be very careful, you're actually making a lot more noise than just normally walking.
I'm gonna go look up in here.
Kamal's just kind of looking around because they've never been here. And they
Sure,
just kind
yeah.
of woke up not too long ago.
Is there anyone carrying a torch or any lit item? Since we have 2 Dragonborn in the party.
I picked up my torch, so I still have it.
Yeah, I had my lantern lit and on my belt from the
Believe I
statue
have
combat.
torch?
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I have one.
Is Lithius in the main room?
Well, actually, as part of my stealth roll, I might have turned it off. That'd be kind of a dead giveaway.
Just wondering if I can see anyone enter the room. Because I'm kind of just
I
hanging
don't
out.
know what he went. He's stealth so good, even I can't. Apparently.
And you stealth so good, everyone can see you. Even the people who can't see.
You mean all the bones on the ground?
Why?
Uh, is there something going on? Somebody doing something?
Okay, yeah. I'd like to
Looking around.
step into this extra hot room. Again, looking for the source of the heat.
Okay. You are welcome to push this roll if you like, so you can roll another investigation. But there will be consequences if you fail or depending on how you do it. But let me know exactly what are you wanting to touch, pick up, smell, taste, how you want to investigate it.
Well, based on what I can see on the map, it's just a bunch of rocks, right? And then there's something dark on the left that I imagine is a forge.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
have
there's
like
like
a.
an entranceway.
I'm gonna like hold my hand up near the. Is there like an open part of this forge? Is there like a door that you like close and
Yeah.
put the stuff in?
So kind of where these two let me draw them here for you. So like where there's these areas, this is the entrance to the forge where dwarves would throw things in and heat what they needed to, or throw in fuel.
Okay. And there's like an. So that's where the fuel goes. There's an open part of it for the forge, or is the like actual forging area outside of this room?
So this is one of the forge rooms. I believe somebody had kind of rolled a really well history on like dwarven forges. So this is where the fuel goes, and then there's, if you look inside, there is a kind of like I guess think of it like a pizza oven. I think is the best way to talk about it. There's a place where you put the fuel. There's also like kind of a shelf where they could put items that they wanted to reheat.
Is it open? Is there a door to
There
the
is no
shelf?
door. It is open.
Okay. Can I like sort of put my hand near it, like to see if that is the source of the heat?
Yeah. As you reach your hand in, you can tell that there is a very noticeable warmth. Um, it it feels extremely hot in here. Um,
Yeah.
if you touch it, you feel like you could get burned.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that the heat was directly coming from there, but I didn't want to touch it. Just like, hold my hand up, get a little closer until I felt it notably hotter. Okay, I think Lithius is just satisfied that this forge is on, and that is all that he will glean from this room.
I'm gonna once they leave. I don't know. There's only two people here. This is Claw's gonna say anything?
Kalas is going to say, so when all three switches are on, nothing works. We can't teleport, and it sounds like there's something moving around out there. When there wasn't, when all three switches were off, right?
Yeah. Uh,
So having all three switches on is bad. I think we at least know that, right? That's this is tricky because
well, I
we
don't.
can't seem to leave this room.
Well, we also don't know if you do it. If you put a switch in one position, can you put it back and that counts as a different position if the other ones are also different?
I don't know. Is anyone able to cast? Well, I guess they're all out there, but do you have any kind of like message spell or telepathy?
No, I can tell messages with my fists, but that's about it.
I don't know if that's helpful.
Not most of the time.
How would they leave this room
They.
outside of the portal? There had to have been another way, right?
What do you mean?
Like,
People turn on stuff and leave from here?
well, okay, so I feel like dwarves are very they're sturdy individuals, but they don't there's always an exit for them. And I feel like just having the teleporters on seems strange to
Same here.
that's what they would be using. They're not normally magical in nature. Like they're not wizards or artificers.
Okay. Well, you want to do? Let's. Okay. Well, then. All right. That's your chops. Now. One sec. The gobo.
Ren can say, if you want, I can just pull levelers at random and see if something works like that. While all of you are out, maybe that'll lead to some way out.
Oh, trial by error, right?
Well, let's try with what we do know first. So let's just see if we can, take this right one and change it and see if we can still use the teleporter. I didn't mean to push that hard.
Sorry, it's I have the map zoomed out, and these are so tiny.
And we keep telling you. I want to turn it back on off.
There's so
Sorry.
many working pieces to this map too. That I was like, hold on, give me a minute.
All right, well, see if you can use the teleporter.
Oh, okay. Loss will.
So was that sudden bright light in front of me supposed to happen?
Kalas will step onto the thing and say, Alamtine. And nothing happens. And she says, doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't work when one switch is on. And it doesn't work when all three are on.
Okay. Well, so maybe the forges interfere with it. You say she tried to get on and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
All right. Weird. Okay. I'm gonna. Well, fuck it. I'm gonna pull the middle one.
Okay.
That doesn't sound.
Okay.
Why would you say it like that, ma'am?
Well, okay. Pay no attention to.
Roll another stealth for me, Xerix. Okay, great. This thing looks at the edge of this balcony and just kind of you see it move its head to the right, to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and then it starts clomping away.
Okay. I'm gonna flip the switches back. So I'm gonna flip the middle one and then the right one.
Okay.
Do I hear anything at all, or?
Go ahead and roll a perception for me.
Alrighty.
You definitely hear this thing go out. You just hear the humming stop. Amongst the humming, you did hear a slight. It sounded very faint, like it was coming from the main hall where you were, in a stone suit, in a armor suit.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I feel like we really need someone to just go back and forth every time they can. Or I don't really have any way. I don't know. Or smart people should be doing this.
We did send our spellcasters away. That didn't seem like a very good idea, did it?
Yeah. I mean,
can
I'm
still
a
hear you.
spellcaster, but I'm not that kind of a spellcaster.
Okay. Well, hell. I got nothing.
I have guidance. I don't know if
Well,
that helps. Oh, I do have sending. Would that help?
yes, that might be helpful.
I can only cast it once. I
Oh.
have no third level spells. I only have mana to cast it one time. But
Okay. Well, just I guess hold on to that then.
okay.
I don't know. You go back. Yeah, go back to him and see if it's okay, and then you just come right back and let me know what changed when we did the right and then the left middle.
Okay. Alum time. And she disappears.
When the thing stopped moving around, Xerix has a rock in his inventory. I don't know why, but he does have a rock, and he wants to throw the rock as hard as he can to like make a noise at the door up here. Just like make
That
noise
door?
so that anywhere over here, just like up
This
here, away from him,
okay.
but like towards the forges.
Okay. Roll an athletics for me.
Mathletics.
Yeah, all right. You get it to like you wanted to throw it this way?
Yeah, towards the forges.
Throw that way? Oh, towards the forges.
Either one. Yeah.
Okay. You get to like here. And it just kind of hits the ground. How far are you able to see?
60 feet.
So you can see the thing?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight for me on it. It's really hard to tell what's going on, but you see it just standing in place. Colossus is gonna keep moving and get up to Lithius and be like, hey, so did anything happen? We did the far right switch, and then we did the middle switch, and we wanted to know what happened.
Yeah, this room got really, really bright, and then it wasn't bright anymore, and then I heard something.
Oh, interesting. Okay, do you know
Yeah.
where everyone else is?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm able to cast sending once. So is there a spot? Who has the best vision? Who has good eyesight in this darkness? Do you guys
I'm
have
not
good?
exactly sure where to look for them. I'm pretty sure I have night vision. I'm not sure, but I don't know where to check.
I have dark vision and the lantern, but I missed what we're talking about. Sorry.
No worries. So in the room, we pulled the far right switch, and then we pulled the center switch, and we wanted to know what happened. And Fammal said that this room here, got really bright and hot, and then it went out, and then there were noises.
Is it fully cold now? Because before, when we first came down, probably before you pulled other switches, it seemed as though this forge was on. And I walk in. Is it still hot?
It is still warm, not as much. Well, you can tell that it seems to be maintaining temperature.
Gotcha. Well, it seems to at least be somewhat on, but isn't lit up anymore.
Yes, yes. Okay. Let me go look for everyone else. If maybe one of you can, I don't know, maybe we can devise some way that we can see the entire area and see what changes. Because I can only cast sending on one person. Do either of you have sending or message?
I can
Well, I
send a
mean,
storm. Does that help?
I can
Hmm.
talk to animals, but I don't see any here.
Yes, that's not. I don't know how I can work that in. Let's think on it. I'm gonna look for everyone else. Be right back. And she's gonna take off.
Can I tell
Good luck.
how thick this door is?
Gonna.
So you can you tell how big this door is?
How
It's
thick the door is?
So it's not
Since
like a
I've been on both sides of it.
Yes. So you can faintly see the seams um of this doorway, but it's like it's what's the best way to describe this? It's like it's uh a drawing on this wall. It doesn't look like a proper door. And well, go ahead and roll a nature uh history, one of those. Okay. So you can tell that this is solid stone. You can tell that it seems to blend in with the wall. It is about the thickness of the wall, which is about, well, I would say almost 5 feet. It's probably like 3 feet thick.
Oh, geez.
You know that you would need very powerful magic or some kind of spell, stone melding spell to be able to open it.
I think this has gets the other.
Okay. Coloss sees that thing. She's gonna alert. She's gonna come in here and say, Ira, did you notice anything different about this area? I mean, I noticed I talked to Lithius and Fammal, and they said the forge had come on, that room, that side, the right side had come on, and then it went out. Have you noticed anything happen with this forge?
Not that I've noticed. I was just re-investigating this door, but not door.
Interesting. Do you think we should try and break it down? Is it something we can break down?
If somebody had some sort of stone spell, perhaps.
Ooh. Well, I do
I
have
don't
stone
have any.
shape, but I can only cast it once. And I can also only cast sending once. So it's either I cast sending for telepathic messaging, or I cast stone shape.
I mean, how? It's several feet thick. Would you even be able to get through it?
My spell, is used like this. I touch the stone object. It has to be medium size or smaller. Needs to be no more than 5 feet in any dimension and form. And I can form it into any shape that suits my purpose. I could make a small passage through a wall, as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. Is this wall 5 feet thick or thicker?
And this area here, the door, but not door, is a little bit thinner, perhaps. So
So I can either cast stone shape to create a doorway here, or I can cast sending. Geldloth wanted me to get information from you guys about what happened. We had pulled the right switch, and then we had pulled the center switch. So both of those were on, I guess. And we wanted to know what had happened to the environment. But
well, I mean, the room is on the other side of this, so provide us with a way out while the switches are on.
true. Are we concerned about setting off security again? I noticed the golem seemed to have moved position.
Did I hear it thunking around?
Go ahead and roll a perception for me. Oh yeah, you definitely heard something heavy moving around, in an even pace.
Well, I mean,
You also heard the humming of just the entire area at one point. It was like a low humming.
I heard the humming first, right?
Yes, you heard the low humming, and then the humming stopped, and then you heard the thumping.
Well, I don't know which levers you pulled, but I heard a humming for a moment, and then it stopped, and then I heard the thumping around, but that also stopped a couple minutes before you came in here.
So you heard a humming first, and then a thumping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which I assume was the golem moving around.
All right. Let me go talk to Geldloth and relay this information and see what he would like me to do. If he would like me to either use sending to communicate to one of you to see what happens as we pull the levers, or if he would like me to create a passageway through this room. So I will be back.
All right. I'll be here.
Is a hiccup a blessable offense?
I mean, no. Normally it sneezes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Geldloth, you didn't pull any switches?
No.
Okay. It's been about, I would say, 5 minutes trying to talk to people and running back and forth. Don't know if you would have done anything in that time, or a friend would have done anything in that time. But if you did nothing, you just continue to wait, then Geldloth shows up 5 minutes later. Winded, and she's like, okay, all right. So I talked to Lithius and Fammal first, and I couldn't find Xerix. I don't know where he is. And so they said that they heard they felt warmth, and the entire area felt really warm, much warmer than it was, which was just cold, dark cave. But so they said that that forge, the right forge, had turned on, and there was a bright light and like a lot of heat, and then they heard a humming, and then they turned it off. Then it turned off, and then they heard a faint thumping. I went to go talk to. I went to go look for everyone else, and the stone golem had moved. You know how there was two down below on the lower quarter? Well, there's none down there now. And the stone golem, the remaining stone golem, had moved.
Okay. Well,
Don't know what that's about. But I went to go. I found Ayre, and she's actually. And Kalas goes to this wall here, and she kind of slaps on the wall, and she's like, "Ayre's actually behind this wall door." She kept calling it a door, but she's trying to figure out a way to open this. She yes, she heard the same thing of a low humming, and then it stopped, and then she heard a thumping,
Okay.
and then it stopped.
well, do you want to go back, and then I'm gonna hit the middle switch and just see if that's the one that activates the golem?
Sure. Do you, real quick, do you want me? So I can only cast. I only have enough magic to cast sending or stone shape to open a doorway here.
Just
You want me to hold on to it?
just open the door, then we won't have to use sending.
Okay, I will do that. And she will cast stone shape. And this door opens. See if I can. I wish there was an eraser. Ooh, I can clear drawings. Is that like an eraser? No. Okay. Well, Ayre, you can enter this area now.
Woohoo!
I don't know if you can actively. You should be able to actively go through here. I don't know if you want to try.
It doesn't show anything when I.
Yeah, it's the dynamic lighting is still on there, but there is a door here, and you should be able to.
It won't.
I
It
can
doesn't.
go into the door,
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
let me through.
but
Well, there is a door there.
oh, there we go.
It doesn't let me through the open door.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd have to fix the dynamic lighting map because there's still a line through it.
Hmm.
And I don't know how to delete lines because it would just delete my entire thing.
That is true.
Yes. And I don't
So
want
you
to
have
deal
to
with
be
that.
very careful when you're making your walls.
Yeah. And that was like the first area that I had started, and I didn't know how to make a secret room. So also didn't realize stone shape that you got that I forgot Kalas has stone shape. But if you want to go, that doorway is open, just so you know.
Okay. Well, I guess it makes it a little easier. I'm gonna pull the middle lever by itself.
Okay.
So, if there's a door here, does that just mean the teleporter is just a fast way to go from one side to the other?
but I mean, it's like I don't know that it was meant to be a door. Like it's made to look like the wall.
Oh, okay.
I think it was supposed to be a secret door, a back way out.
Okay. Anything happen?
Everyone in that room can roll a perception check. Lithius and Fammal, you hear a loud thumping, and Lithius, I believe you were able to see it move about.
Okay.
I
Can I peek in? Or nope, never mind. Backing away.
Maul decides to try and sneak.
Sure, if you guys want to try and hide real quick, this thing appears to be headed your way.
Okay. Yeah, can I use my roll from earlier or do I need to roll again?
Sure, you can roll. Use your roll from earlier.
Okay.
And Family, you guys both stealth. You both find a nice hiding spot in this area amongst the stones and gravel.
Well, actually, I look at Famil and say, let's hide near the door and then try to walk out behind it when it comes in.
Oh, that sounds like
Over
a good
here.
idea.
So I'm gonna come off to the side.
Okay. You see it comes in here, and you see its head move to the left, to the right. You see it come to the forge, and
Well,
it
probably by the
looks up
point
and
it
down.
had made it there, we would probably have
Sure.
Tried to
walked
get out.
just behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay just outside the doorway though and watch it for a second.
Geldloth stealth? I mean, you are stealth if you want.
I also just wanted to roll.
Oh, sure.
Xerix would like to look down this hole.
Yes. Okay. So, that thing's just moving around. Pretend it's moving around. Xerix, you look into the water, and you see something shiny down there that catches your eye. You feel confident that you could probably swim down there and get it. I believe you're pretty good at swimming, right?
I don't know. He grew up in a desert, so probably not get that swimming training as a kid. But he will cast Mage Hand and
Sure.
attempt to grab it with that,
Hell yeah.
whatever it is. Shiny equals good. Then 30 feet. Can retrieve an item, but if it's more than 10 pounds, it doesn't work.
Okay, it's not 10 pounds. Let me figure it done real quick. And if you're at a point of which you choose, the hand lasts for the duration. The hand vanishes if it ever more than 30 feet away from you. Okay, yeah. So the spectral hand appears and hovers by your side, and you gesture it to retrieve the thing.
Yes, I want to get the shiny object.
Okay. Well then. Oh, where did my item go? It'll be in your journal. Okay. Do you see it?
I
I don't know. If I click show to players, does it show to just you?
it
Or does
shows
it
to
show it to
everyone.
everyone? Okay. It's at the top then.
Oh, I see.
That's what you find.
Sweet. Okay. Um. He's gonna inspect the water
Sure.
because this is water at the bottom of a well, so it must be important.
You feel like this water is being diverted from somewhere. You get the sense that this is not supposed to be here.
Diverted from somewhere, as in, are there the walls of the well? Are they like cracked? Are there pipes? Or is there some kind of opening?
This well seems magical in nature. Like it is an abnormal thing in this location.
Oh hell yeah! He wasn't gonna swim in before, but now he's just gonna jump in.
Okay. Well then.
This goes with
Uh,
objective number 2.
investigate all the things.
No, do the drugs.
Oh, get high.
Yeah, not feel anymore.
All right. Well, the water feels exceptionally cool. There is a slight salty taste to it as some of it kind of gets in your mouth.
Some of it, he's probably drinking some of it.
If he's drinking some of it, then yeah, it's very salty.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll a perception with its disadvantage for me. If you're trying to look down to see below what's at the bottom. Great.
Nice.
You can tell that there is a bottom, but there's no shiny thing down there anymore because you picked it up. There is, I don't know, like maybe it's seashells or crabs. It's really hard to tell. There's something down there, something small, and there's lots of them.
But I can't tell if there's any kind of like. Oh, you said it was magic. The flow is magic.
The well is magical. The well seems to be diverting the water from somewhere.
Okay. I don't think I have any kind of magic light. I do have a ring of swimming. So I'm gonna go down and look at the stuff at the bottom.
Okay. Everyone in that room looks through the doorway and sees this golem show up. At the other end of the room, the attached room.
Oh, we can't see in there because we can't get through the doors.
That's why I'm narrating it. You
Okay.
see the golem step through this doorway.
I like hide behind the wall.
Okay.
Oh, like
Colossus
slightly
is
away
gonna
from
hide.
the door.
Colossus is gonna hide against the wall too. Let's see if this thing's smart enough to figure out what he sees. He's got a -4. Oh yeah. He appears to step in this room. Steps here. He looks left and right and left and right. And then he leaves. Okay. So Xerix, you are swimming?
Yep.
Okay. What does the ring do for you?
Gives me a swimming speed of 40 feet.
Oh yeah. Easy. You're able to get to the bottom of this, and you notice that there appears to be a those small things that you thought were maybe like crabs or shells. As you get to them, you realize, oh, they're just holes. It's just some kind of drain. Or maybe some kind of filter. And you can tell that that's kind of where the water's coming from.
Okay. Well, he will swim out of the well.
Okay. All right. Is anything happening to the switch room?
I don't know. I don't remember which one's he. I think it's just the golem one that's flipped.
Yeah, you guys pulled the center one.
I will go flip it back since it is clear that that is the one that is tied to the golem.
Okay.
Once it's gone out of the room, obviously.
You stop hearing the slowly distancing thumping.
Hurrah.
It's just going, even like, or I'm sorry, I went to the bathroom. So I had flipped just the switch, and
Yes. And then you heard a distant thumping, and it sounded closer and closer and closer. And then the golem had popped into this room. And I know you guys can't see through that doorway, but that's why I described it. And everyone hid in this room. And then the golem seemed to move its head, checking left and right of this room, and then it left.
okay,
And then Ayre flipped the center switch back and has made the guess that the center switch controls the golem or the security.
okay. Then I will pull the left and the right switch,
Okay.
or just the left switch.
Just the left switch. It is. Xerix, you enter this room. Oops. And that room alights. And there is a very dense heat. Colossus is gonna be like, should we like form a chain of communication or something? We have this doorway now.
That's what I was thinking would happen.
Okay.
Just kind of waiting for people to say stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Is the golem still walking around, or is it stopped?
I don't
I
hear any
turned
more.
it off.
I don't hear any more thumping. Oh, do you guys hear that humming noise? You all hear this low humming. This. Ooh.
Then I'll turn on the right one as well.
Okay. I'm just going to move it back in a second as I move this lever. That room alights. And if you leave them both up, how long do you want to leave these up for? The longer you go, beads of sweat are starting to form on your brow.
Well, I don't know.
Like
Like,
there's
what
a
is
big
it?
temperature difference.
I guess I'm gonna go out. You put me to
Sure.
the main area. I'm gonna go out to the main area to see what's going on.
Okay. Let me move
Sorry
you
again.
out through this doorway there. There you go.
Yeah, so I would go, I guess, over here, and like, what's on, or to kind of see where the light's coming from.
Yeah. So you see it's getting hotter and hotter, and you see light coming from this room, and you see a faint glow coming from here.
I'm sorry, I can't see where you're. Can you use arrows or something?
Sure. So you see light coming from this room. You feel it getting hotter and hotter, and you see a faint glow coming from over here.
All right, and if Um, when I looked up this, that's the golem.
Yes, you see the golem standing still, immobile.
Okay. Can I like sneak up to the door and peer inside?
Yeah. As you get closer, it is getting very warm in there.
Okay.
The longer you wait, it's like a good 100 degrees right now in there. And you see that the furnace, the forge, appears to be on, and it's it's heating something up. Um,
Okay. Um, I'm just, I guess, I don't know. Does anyone see anything? I'll go up to Xerix and ask him if he can tell if anything's happening.
Sorry, what was that?
Burr, burr, burr. Can you tell if anything is happening? Is anything significant?
Uh, sorry, I let the cat out. What happened the time you got here?
Okay. Um,
I saw you over here, but Xerix was gonna do something before you moved over here.
oh, okay. Then I guess Geldloth is over here, so I can do Xerix's thing. Let's say you were like here.
Okay.
Okay, so Xerix, your thing. Are you doing it?
Pushing the shiny thing to the shiny door.
Okay. You you see that the key fits nicely in the lock, and you hear a click, and you enter this room. I don't know if you're gonna leave the door open.
Um, I guess what do I see in the room first?
In this room, you see that there is a pedestal. In the center, there is two crescent shapes that are faintly glowing blue. And there is a barred gate at the end.
Um, is there a lock on the other side of the door? Like, can you lock it from the inside?
Ooh, good question. Um, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he didn't want to lock it from the other side. I was just wondering if, like, if he shuts it, does it lock automatically, kind of thing. So he will shut it, but not lock it. If that makes
Okay.
sense. Um, but like, kind of just be in this room, looking at stuff.
Okay. And then Geldloth moves to this area with the bones.
We can't hear you.
You can't
when
hear
I
me?
first got to here, when I was first coming out, how far does my vision goes? How far with the torch?
As far as you can see.
Oh, is the well? Okay. Um. So the shining light would have caught his attention, and he would have gone up and checked it. But when he came out and when he went up the stairs, um, he would have. Mm, I would say made note of where Xerix was, but then go over there and say he went somewhere else, and then go to the other door and see if there's anyone over there, and ask if they tell if anything's happening.
Well, the other room is nice and bright and really, really warm now. And I believe the giant stopped moving.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, all of you hear this very loud humming in this area, and you don't hear the thumping anymore.
Okay.
So I'm
Go-
assuming you pulled the right levers?
I'm gonna go in this one and see if I can look in the forge and see what it's doing, or like, how close can I get to the forge without burning my face off?
This forge feels extremely hot. It's like a good 110 degrees now. Everyone is sweating. Almost everyone. And the forge is burning bright white. And it seems like it's heating something up. And I would say it's probably been, for you traveling, are you moving as fast as you can, or are you
No, I'd just be walking.
okay. Then with that, let me see if I can do this. Hold on a second as I set everything up. You start to see something. Well, I guess Geldloth, you don't see this. You just can tell that the forge is heating up intensely. Come on, load faster. Thank you. Copy. But Fammal and Lithius, you start to see something glowing over here. And there's something flowing in those channels.
Oh, spooky. Maybe we should follow these down. Okay.
Okay, so
To here.
oh,
Whoa.
fancy.
Sorry, everything lagged out here because of the train.
No worries.
The train.
Runes
Yeah,
begin
it messed with
to.
our Wi-Fi.
What? That's crazy.
Let me make sure I have the right.
So everything looks red now. What's going on?
I bet whatever this ore is either flowing up to the forge or down to that area down at the bottom. The altar looking thing.
That'd be my guess.
Did you have to manually move all of our tokens to where we were on the new map
Yes.
every time we moved?
No.
Okay.
So I have two maps. This is the just a behind the screen kind of thing. For the previous map, I had the forge icons. Whenever you were using the switches, I had those on a GM layer for just that, and then would turn those on. But since you guys have left these switches on for the allotted time, and you let the humming continue, which was the essentially heated stone heating up was what the humming was. You let it go on for long enough, it lit up the channels and it's turned on the forge.
Ooh, shiny.
There's enough power now for this forge that you see runes begin to glow on the floor. These channels are alight with molten lava flowing through them.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Excellent.
move you guys out.
So we're all
Alas, Ren, and Ayra, you feel the heat intensify, and you hear a as this stone pedestal lifts from the ground where you were having to stand on the pedestal. Stand on the floor to teleport.
I make my way back towards like the middle of the room. Did anything change with this door that we were trying to get into earlier?
I mean, it's glowing.
Okay, and like in the grates down here,
They are alight. Those grates are alight with molten lava flowing underneath them.
Okay, and then I guess I'll go towards the precipice.
Sure. You see this lava flowing down, and there is this well down here, and as the lava hits the well full of water that you didn't notice until now. I was like, I don't think that was always there. That's where the golems were. They weren't standing in water. You see the lava hit and sizzle on top of the well, and the water begin to get lower and evaporate as steam lifts out of this cavern, and it just disappears. And you see inside there is a crucible of melted rock and stone that is just flowing.
Probably enough. So unless anyone else wants to do anything, I'm gonna go back to the room, and if the switches are still there, turn them off.
Why would you do that to me?
Okay, fine.
I'm also gonna walk down.
I just happen to know that I should keep them on.
If you want, I'll just put you back at the map.
Well, no, I mean we can keep the. I would imagine that they got hot enough that it would keep itself heated for long enough to continue flowing for a while.
I mean, the temperature is like 115 degrees. It's not great, but you can't tell that it's rising. It doesn't seem to be getting any hotter.
Okay. Then I'll go down to where the well is and kind of peer down into it. And anything that I can see.
Where once was a well is now a set of stairways that lead to a crucible. There is a doorway down there that is grated.
Interesting. Like wrought iron, or
Yes, like that's what you're thinking. It looks almost like a drain.
like if the hot material was to get too high, it would drain out that, or
Something like that. Like if it gets too full.
okay. And the stairs here go down from this down to the doorway, to where the
To the grate. Yeah, to the
I see.
drain.
Okay.
You know, in case that drain gets clogged, you need to have a way to get to it so you can keep things going. Can't be having this place filling up with lava now. That would be terrible.
Nah, swimming in that sounds like fun.
Alright. Well, I think I don't know if there's really anything else to see, so I'll go back up to the door. And like, what does it look like when it's glowing?
You see a pattern on there.
Did somebody accidentally leave the key in?
I don't think so. I think Xerix would have taken the key with him. You wouldn't have left the key in, would you?
No, he's a thief. He doesn't leave
Yeah.
traces.
You can tell that it's glowing. Let me see if I have the artwork for it. For it being on.
Would you be drawn to this door if Xerix hadn't gone in?
Yeah, we were trying to get into it earlier, and it's the only thing left in the room that we haven't done. And the lava just goes down to a hole that we can't do anything with, and the grate, it just looks like it just fills up to dump out any molten material that gets too high. I don't know. We left off trying to get in the door, and we thought that maybe these switches would affect it. So and that was a meta gaming thing to jokingly ask if someone would leave the key in it. It's not like we're trying to I left it alone the first time.
Well, in the time that you were looking around at the well, Xerix would have been doing stuff in here. But I was waiting for you to finish with whatever you were doing before I said anything.
Oh, no. You can... Whatever the time was that would have happened, I've had it.
I believe the DM is bringing up a picture of a door.
I don't have the correct one. Because this one's it opened, but it's not opened. It's still because you closed it. But it's got a... Let's see if I can show this to you guys without destroying everything. There, can you see that?
Whoa. Okay.
That's kind of what the
Partially.
door is, but it's closed because he closed it.
So it's just like a bunch of moons. Kind of put the door... Okay. That was...
That's not there.
So it probably would have been like, from the time you opened the door and went in, probably 10 or 15 minutes. Like walking around talking to each other. Not like we weren't going fast now that the golem's still moving.
So you're walking around checking things out. In that meantime, Xerix, you're in this room, and as you feel it getting hotter and hotter, it suddenly stops getting hot and it becomes cool. And you turn around, and where once was a grated doorway of iron metal bars, you see this doorway pop up.
Is this a pedestal or an altar or a column?
Go ahead and roll. It's a pedestal. It's like a oh, how do I describe it?
How tall is it?
It's about 3 feet in height.
Okay.
There is. Let me get to my notes. Do. Okay, so you look at the pedestal, the what you're gonna call an altar, I guess, which is fine. You see that there are 2 crescent moon shapes that are glowing blue, and this door that appeared, it also has a crescent blue shape on the doorway. You can tell that there are other markings on it, carved into the stone, but they aren't glowing or anything. The pedestal has a star shape in the center, like something needs to fit there.
Okay. Before I do anything else with the pedestal, I'm gonna look at the door that has just shown up.
Okay. As you look at this door, go ahead and roll an investigation for me. Okay.
Whoops.
You don't recognize these symbols. The one thing that you do recognize is that there is I guess you could call it a star shape, but it's not the same shape as the one on the altar.
Okay. So first he's gonna try and press on the door, see if it does anything.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Then he's going to go to the altar and step on top of it,
Okay.
as like if it activates something by moving down.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Can I use my speak with dead thing to kind of like listen for anything that I can hear before I'm done with the room?
Sure. Go ahead and post that in chat so I can read it.
I think this is something you gave me.
There's a reason you had this.
Because it's
There's an item that I thought did this for you, right?
I chose Phantom Rogue to try and hear
Yeah, it's a class
dead
thing.
things.
That's right. Okay. Sure. Yeah, go ahead and use that.
I got a 10.
Okay. You hear whispers of long forgotten battle. You hear the screams of soldiers crying out as they get hurt and stabbed, and mutilated. You hear the war cries of bugbears and goblins and other horrid creatures yipping at the soldiers. You hear one of the soldiers' voices ring out like, "Hold the line!" And you hear a faint whisper amongst all of these dead voices, because there's a lot of dead around here, that says, "This can't be here. It needs to go somewhere else. It needs to go to a safe location. It can't be here." And then you hear, "Give it to the king. He'll know what to do." And you hear, "Ah!" And then you hear something amongst these whispers, dark and sinister and familiar. And you hear something talking to you and saying, "You won't find it here. You know where it is. You'll need to go back. Back. And they can help you." And then the voices fade.
All right. Doing a little bit of meditating, getting in touch with my inner self and the voices that reside there. And he feels like he's done, so probably in the amount of time that they did all their stuff, he's gonna go and open the door quietly. And
So you open the door, and I feel like that would probably be about as much time as it took Geldloth and everyone else kind of exploring the area. And
For flavor,
They
you
all-
could say we were still at the well, coming back up from it.
no, I think this is good.
No, yeah, because you were checking out the well, you were checking that area out, you're moving around, and then you come to this door. It's like, well, there's that door's glowing. It wasn't glowing before, and the door opens up.
Xerix will open the door. It looked like it opened, like there were 2 panels and they moved into the walls, right? So you kind of
Yeah.
slide them in.
Yeah.
So Xerix, with both hands, will open the door that way. And kind of when he sees all the people he's been around, will look like a dog that has just pulled out the trash can and thrown the contents on the entire floor and just kind of like look guilty. But uh, hi.
What? How did you get in?
Well, with the lever twitching when you were throwing stuff around, I thought we haven't tried this door in a while. Did we actually try the door? Did we know it was locked? It just looked like an ominous door. So I went and tried it out because we're trying stuff while we're trying stuff. So it opened.
Anything
And
fun in there?
There's
That's pretty
stuff
pretty neat.
inside that doesn't do anything.
What
Oh.
kind of stuff?
Well, come inside and look.
Maybe we have to flip the switches again.
I don't know if we want to activate the golem.
We could probably take it, right?
Maybe.
Can I
Just one.
investigate the room?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Neat.
Anyone who wants to investigate this room.
Did
No better
I
than
know
10,
nothing.
please.
Did anyone say anything about the pedestal in the other room? That dude?
Sure.
I
Colossus.
see
Yeah.
all the things.
So Colossus and Ayre would have been like, pedestal showed up where the teleporting spot was, so I don't know if we can use the teleporter anymore. Ayre, you see a pedestal about 3 feet high and 10 feet wide. Yeah, give or take 10 feet, sure. And it has 2 faintly glowing crescent moons on it. In the center, there is a star-like shape embedded into the stone, but it looks like something needs to fit there. And you look at the doorway over here, and you see a large stone door with a blue crescent shape on it, and there appears to be a more markings on it, but they aren't glowing. You get the sense that you need something to trigger this area.
Does the pedestal in this room oddly familiar to the other pedestal?
Don't think.
Is Gloss also here?
Wait, is the necklace that I have? What shape is that on here? Does the necklace fit in there?
The pendant that you found?
Yeah.
Let
Too small.
me take a look at it. So you try to place the pendant in there, and it seems too small. You need something fairly large to fit in here into this star shape.
Have we seen anything in this shape
Go ahead and roll a
around
history for me.
here? Maybe
here.
on the golem? Because, of course, it would be.
What about the pedestal that showed up in the lever room? Does that look similar?
I think Geldloth already mentioned that, but I don't know.
Yeah, so in the it's a similar shape, but it was glowing red. There was nothing in them. It was just kind of like the crescent moons. Here, I'll go ahead and move there quickly. If you want to just check it out. That's what it looks like when they described it.
So yes, it looks very similar.
Looks very similar, but it does not appear to be any kind of embedding, and it's much smaller than the one in the other
I
room.
think it's just showing that this one is active. Like maybe the crucible charges the door and this place.
Or you stand on it
Well-
and you say the
It has an indentation, so we think that
We have to place something.
we have to put something there that looks like a star shape.
Can I have Xerix and Geldloth also roll histories?
yeah.
Okay, Geldloth, you recognize this star symbol. You remember seeing that in the temple that you went and visited all the way back in Caer Caladir.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Can I stand out and still say the magic word?
So you stand on it and you say, what's the magic word? Alamtine. And nothing happens.
Unfortunate. Can I investigate like behind the columns?
You see that they are embedded into the stone walls that make this room. There is no
Okay.
secret behind thing.
Xerix will stand on the pedestal and say, Caer Caladir.
You say Caer Caladir and nothing happens.
Alright. It looked like another teleportation spot.
Are there are there any like cups or anything that might be able to hold molten iron or whatever this is?
Not that you've seen.
Okay. Well, Geldloth's seen it on a TikTok video, so he'll take out his pouch, wet his hand, and then he'll dip his hand into the stuff and carry some. No. I haven't done anything. I have an empty bottle. But I think it's like a glass bottle.
Do I see anything in these piles? Like maybe a shield or something that looks like it?
Yeah, I would say there's probably like a really old, rusty, beat up shield.
Well, no, like that looks like the symbol.
No. You had investigated. I'm pretty sure you had investigated these bodies before. Some of them had the Talos symbol, the pendant, the wooden pendant on them. A lot of them have elven markings on them.
Well, I have a feeling we have to go back to the town, and somebody there will help us out with whatever it is.
They'll probably try to kill us. Hmm.
I don't know if Geldloth, you shared that you kind of recognized it.
Oh yeah, I would say that this is the symbol of the church. The cult.
Is it the cult or is it a different church?
Different church. You would Geldloth vaguely remembers seeing a symbol similar to this at the Temple of Seven in Caer Caladir, but he can't remember which god it represented, or who was, if someone was wearing it, but he recognizes it as some sort of thing he saw at the temple.
Given the context of religion, do I recognize it?
Go ahead and roll a religion for me.
I would like to do so as well, if that's
Sure. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Fuck me then. I guess you do know what god it is. After Geldloth points it out, you were like, oh.
Get it now.
And you look at it further and you realize that it seems to be a combination of the god Helios and the goddess Saloon.
A loon or saloon?
Saloon. And both of you know
Shoot 'em up.
strong computer. Helios, god of sun and life, and Saloon, goddess of the moon. And knowledge.
Well, now that you mention it, Geldloth, it's possible that whatever the symbols are from the day and night deities. Though I don't know what that means, but unity between day and night. The moon seems to be split up. Maybe it's nighttime outside. And maybe we need some sort of item to push into the sun spot. So, I don't know. Are we done here?
Is there a way to leave this place? How? Oh, wait, we came through the well. Maybe we can go back through that way?
I believe so.
I mean, you don't think it's possible that we can like take some of that molten material and drop it in the middle of the insignia thing and have it form to it and then push it down?
I don't have anything that could do that.
I mean, it's glowing. It seems
Area.
maybe. What if it's
You gonna
magical?
Burn yourself doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's willing to try?
I mean, we got some people who are resistant to fire here, and you're talking about burning ourselves.
Well, I mean, resistant to fire is one thing, but are they resistant to extreme heats of molten rock?
No.
I'm not sure.
Lava?
Well, what if I use my my spiritual hands?
I don't think that's how they're supposed to work. I mean, would Mage Hand even be able to work on molten lava? Isn't there like a weight limit to those things?
Well, yes. Maybe I can carry under the weight limit, or at least try. Well,
But then if it doesn't work, then it's kind of ruined.
Well, yeah, and then what if it breaks?
what breaks?
Well, if we're putting molten lava in that thing, that space, what if it breaks it? Like it just fuses to the thing's made out of stone.
Are these open holes?
Yeah,
No.
they are channels dug into the stone, and they are just flowing with lava.
Well,
Don't
Xerix is
s-
going to cast Mage Hand and poke lava with his magical hand.
I don't see any reference to this symbol in the books that we have.
Your mage hand pokes lava.
It what?
It pokes lava. I mean,
Okay.
it.
Can it cup it?
It begins to cup it. And as it starts to float up and away, if you're directing it to a spot, the red hot begins to cool.
Okay. I was gonna say snowball fight, but I don't think that's appropriate. Okay.
You
Well, at
killed
least
her. We'll never know the ending.
at least I know that we can move it. Just have to be quick. But yeah, probably not gonna work. What about that crystal you found before? Did you figure out what it had to do with anything?
No, I have a piece of red crystal. But I don't know if it's in a description. If it's in any certain shape, or if it's just is crystal shaped.
Did you get that from down here?
Mm, no, I think I got it from you because I have a I have a fishing net, seashells, small sphere, piece of crystal, red, and then the potion of healing and the empty bottle and the greater potion of healing is from the tent of the where the sick kid was. And then the silver bars, the square yard of linen, wooden box of spices, gold nugget, and platinum bullion are from the room on the right.
Yeah, Xerix has a bunch of crystals too, but none from down here.
Yeah. Me neither.
And maybe we could look around. Again?
I don't know.
All right.
Did Bailey or was it yeah? Did Bailey or I don't remember her
Shadow.
Shadow. Do either of them have an insignia or anything? Because I have an insignia of a claw, or an insignia of claws. I don't know what it looks like, and I couldn't find a handout of it.
Well, I have where'd it go?
I also have a familiar-looking sphere, which is from the house.
We have the ring from the house too, but it doesn't look like that.
Xerix, do you see this?
I see a blue shape.
Yes. It's water.
Oh. And then this is all here?
It's all water. You see that the stairs descend down into water, and the water is about 30 feet deep, and it seems to be getting deeper.
Like the water,
can
the
he
water
try
is
and-
rising.
Yes. Can he try and taste it? See if it's the same seawater he tasted before.
Sure. You. How are you tasting it? Are you just cupping it in your hands?
Mage
or are you-
hand!
Mage hand. You should ask the mage hand to bring up some water and use it to gently drip into your mouth, and it tastes extremely salty.
Okay.
Tastes like the same water.
He will call back to the others. I think we're flooding from the ocean. or the Thea, and I experienced some of the same stuff in a well where the statues were.
Statues?
The big statues that attacked us before. There was a well with seawater down there. I don't know where it came from. It seemed like it was magical, but it seemed like there's more water coming in now from the way we came in.
Where the crystal was?
Sure. Where the thing hit me on the head. The walkway.
You guys came in from the sea?
No, it came in from a well.
Ah,
Well, weren't you talking to? I'm gonna turn to go over there. Well, this is less than ideal. Ira, didn't you say that the crystal thing that was over here wanted water?
What's our god's name?
Was there a hole here before?
Your god's name
Elgath.
is.
Sorry, I was
Elgath.
thinking of the other one.
And what were you asking, Xerix?
Was there a hole here? Like, why is there water here now?
There's a hole, like, the water is so deep that it's coming through the crack that we walked through.
There's a crack here before?
Where you're standing right now.
No, I'm
There's a
talking
tunnel.
about this area here. There's water here. Was there a hole
Yeah.
here before?
What? Where you're standing right now. You're going under an arch, a doorway.
Oh,
And
this
there
is
was
under?
There was a tunnel.
Oh. I didn't realize I was walking in water. Because I
you
went
were
around
actually
this way.
drowning yourself.
Yeah, this
I mean,
this
you
whole
can if you wanted to get up on a vertical ledge.
this whole thing is a pillar
Yes,
and a
it's
pillar
doorway.
and then
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
You said
doorway's
crack,
down here.
I thought it was like a crack.
I'm gonna run back over my everything to try to go back over to where the switches are and
Okay.
knock the two switches back.
Okay. You enter this room and the switches are gone.
All right. I take a fat dump on the pedestal. No, is there with the pedestal? Is there anything like look like it's interactive or it's just is?
The one that's in here.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be interactive. It seems to have just like formed from the ground and has the same symbol glowing on it, but it's just glowing red, but there's nothing on it.
Can I touch the top?
Sure.
Or is it really hot if I like put my hand towards it?
It feels very warm, yes, as you get your hand closer to touch it.
Does it look like the center part is removable?
No.
You sure?
Is the DM sure?
It doesn't. Fine. Fuck. Well, kind of get the feeling that we accidentally skipped a major part of the thing. We've soft locked our game.
We can all swim.
Well, yeah, swim how well? There was a giant crystal thing here. I'm not sure if it's still there.
Nope, it's gone. And I don't know if anyone can see it who has vision that high. But there is no glowing crystal anymore.
Or did it dissolve? Well, I don't know. Can we see? Okay.
Again, I don't know who has vision to be able to see over here, but it's over here.
All right. Well, this is gonna be interesting. We should probably just How far is the top of the water to the ceiling?
The water is about what I say, 30 feet, and it seems to be getting deeper. Xerix looks in as it gets darker.
Okay.
So it's like 30 feet here, and it seems to be getting darker. Around.
Thoughts, people? What are we doing?
All right. So first of all, it
prayers.
can't flood this room because the molten lava is just gonna evaporate it. We'll probably get crusty salt water flakes on us, but we're not gonna drown, I believe.
Or it will turn into rock and we'll drown anyway.
Well, as long as the forges are hot, the rest of it will stay
We don't
hot,
know
right?
we don't know how much
Boil us
material.
alive.
We don't know how much material is in the forge.
That's true. Second note, I can go and look for stuff. I can swim fast. I don't know if T-Boy over here, points to Lithius, can also swim fast. But I'm gonna go check out where the crystal was to see what happened to it, because crystals don't disappear unless it's magic, because that exists.
Or unless it's made of salt.
Well, you were the one that examined it. When you
But
know.
did you taste it?
I wasn't going to touch it.
Fair.
What's wrong with you? Xerix touches
Found a
everything.
magical crystal made of salt?
A cursed magical crystal.
So
Made of salt.
We didn't know that.
Xerix is going to jump in the water, use his swimming speed to dash to this point, and look around and see what's going on.
Okay.
We'll swim after.
Go ahead and roll an athletics for me with advantage, or does your ring of swimming give you like you just are able to swim real good?
I am able to swim good like a fish.
Okay, like a fish.
Like
Turn.
a sea fish or a snake fish.
Snakefish.
Normally, swimming is
Okay, you have just
Like
faster
an
speed.
eel?
So go ahead and roll a athletics for me. Everyone who's swimming.
Is there a current?
Ira doesn't need to. She can
Dude,
breathe underwater.
I was gonna say, I don't
Yeah.
think I need to.
Lithius is also like, yeah, I can swim underwater, so I'll go check it out too. So just Xerix.
I will contemplate, but will not actually get in the water unless forced to.
Okay, Xerix, you get to hear as Ira and Lithius just kind of breeze past you in swimming. They're both excellent swimmers. This is their territory, as it were, and you are doggy paddling.
But I have a 40-foot swimming speed. I
Yeah,
can move normally. Do they get an increased swimming speed?
I believe so, don't they?
Mine's 30 feet.
So I could swim faster than her.
Okay, let's say you all get there at the same time then. Sure. Come on now. Yeah, Lithius also has a swimming speed equal to their walking speed, which is 30. So if they dashed, they could do 60 feet. But yeah, okay. Yeah, you all get there. There's no crystal. There is just a grate.
Well, that's just great.
It is, yes.
Do I even have any charge? I have one more divine sense. Can I tell, like, do I detect any traces of the, what was it? Fiend and Celestial? Like, where the crystal was or in the water around us?
No.
It's definitely gone. Eldath was right. I just needed to drown it.
Well, what are you guys gonna do now?
I will swim back. Yeah. And
Lithius is gonna be like, well, I mean, that body of corpses was pretty high, so maybe we can still stand there and just get to the rope. If we can just swim to there. What do you think, Xerix?
Um. Why is this great here? Is it pushing water out? Is it pulling water in?
Seems to be pushing water out.
Okay. Is this a wall or is this an area that moves up to where there's dry area?
That is a wall.
Um. He's going to swim to here. $6 seconds.
Lithius is gonna follow behind
Did he have to
just
go?
in case. Yeah, he had to go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna tell everyone back here that the crystal is gone and that we should probably try and get out while we can.
Okay. Xerix, as you approach the area where the body was, you see the rope dangling, and you see Holfo, the goblin, at the top of the well, poking his head down, and he sees you and he says, "Sorry, I just don't want you guys coming after me. Finders keepers. Good luck down there." And he cuts the rope and
Okay.
runs off.
Before. Oh shoot! You said it was 200 feet, so I can't. Okay. So you can surface here.
Yes, you can stand to the very top here, where the rope falls down to the ground and makes a neat pile. And Lithius is like, shit. That's not good. What do we do?
Find another way out.
Okay, well, and he'll turn to the south and say, like, was that always there? As he
What?
points this way. Was there always a tunnel there?
None of us saw anything like that. But we can check it out.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I think we need to go that way. And you see, as you get to there, you see a dark tunnel. The water is very deep here. But there is a dark tunnel where the water seems to be flowing down.
Okay. Can I look around to see if there's like if it's like hard to get back if if I do go down that path, or is it just like swimming it back and forth?
You feel like there is a. Right now, it's fairly calm waters, but the water is flowing down this channel. But as you look further, you see that there are pretty heavy rapids. As you can hear the water just moving faster.
Okay. Probably should tell them about it before we head down that way. I don't know if we can head back.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this rope in case we need it.
Guess I'll help.
Okay. You guys begin to move. What are the rest of you doing up there?
I went
Just
back
kind
to
of-
tell them that we should try and leave while we can.
Okay.
Try to. Try to.
So you guys find your salt crystal?
Lithius says, no. There was no crystal. Where the crystal was just a grate. And that goblin, cut the rope.
What goblin?
Yeah. About that.
So there are 2 paths I think we could take. We could wait in the well and just float up as it floods the whole area. That might take a while. Or there is another path. It seems kind of sketchy, with a tunnel going underground with quickly flowing water. I don't know where it heads. But those are our options, as I can tell. Or we can sit around and wait in here, look for something. Maybe there's some sort of teleport in here, since they have that technology, to elsewhere.
No, I want to. I guess not. What is left in this room?
There are a bunch of crates in that room. It was a supply room. There's also 2 chests in there.
I'll call out to everyone and be like, maybe we can use these crates to make some sort of raft that I can drive.
Ooh. I have mending, if that helps.
I don't. What path are you thinking of going if you make raft?
Well, I mean, I am proficient in water vehicles, so we could take the raft down the tunnel.
The tunnel is flooded. It's underwater.
The tunnel wasn't flooded. It's not underwater.
Oh, it's not? Oh.
No.
I thought you said it was like a... Oh, whatever.
Shit.
Never mind.
So there were rapids.
Yes. Okay. That is an option. I don't know how that will hold together with rapids and rocks, but it's worth a try.
Well, perhaps my navigation skills can help us avoid the majority of them.
I think that's a better idea than waiting around for potential water to rise.
I was
And
just
not
gonna
all of us
swim.
are. Well, not all of us are good swimmers.
Yeah, you figure it out.
I'm
Well,
wearing
let's
full
get started.
plate. Right, let's do this. Let's make a boat.
Ayre can do it in full plate.
Iris not wearing plate.
Full metal jacket.
Alchemist.
Oh, yes.
Okay, let's do this. Colossus is gonna start helping. Whatever you want her to do. If you want her to start breaking the crates or taking those chests apart.
Maybe we can have our stronger people break things down, and I can use the rope, and you can use mending to kind of seal up the cracks so it
Sure.
doesn't sink.
So whoever's the strongest player, let's have you roll a strength with advantage because you're getting help. And then for tying the boards up, we'll do a.
I am a sailor.
Yes, so you would probably be giving advantage to all of these rolls then.
She knows her nuts.
Hey,
Yes.
sailor.
I'm 18.
In strength,
Uh-huh.
that's pretty high. Anyone beat that?
Definitely not.
I mean, I could ask the barbarian, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, he's a monk. Before, do monks have pretty high strength?
No, Dex.
No, but barbarians while raging have advantage on checks involving strength.
You couldn't have them rage on the crates?
Well, yeah, they already have advantage because of Ayre directing how to
Yeah.
build a ship.
Well.
So let's have Fammal do it. You get to roll with advantage.
So you just roll it again.
I
Yeah.
just roll it again.
Yeah. Advantage means you roll twice and you take whichever one's better.
Ah, okay.
Well, that
Does
19 does
break
it.
Crates?
Yes. You are able to rip the crates apart as well as the chests into clean boards that Ayre will now start to tie together. Ayre, if I could have you roll a sleight of hand. Sleight of hand or survival. I'll leave it up to you, but you have advantage on either.
Survival. Because that is better.
Perfect. You're able to tie these boards up nice and proper, just like how you were doing it on the ship before it sank. So you have a nice little raft bed. Anything else you want to put on this ship?
Is there any rope left?
Yeah, there was like 200 feet of rope.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of the rope, and if there's a like large chunk of wood, make kind of like a little what are they called? The tiller, where so you can change directions.
Okay.
So I can steer it a little bit.
Let's see if I can find a decent ship.
And then whatever is left materials wise, we'll reinforce the edges in case we hit anything.
That's a decent ship. It's so small.
It's tiny.
Okay, here you are. There's your
I'm
sailing
gonna
vessel.
Grab some water real quick.
After some time, You have a proper, well, maybe not seafaring, but it's definitely at least river sailing ship. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get in this boat?
Um,
The little screen pops up and says, "Once you do this, you will not be able to return to your previous quests."
Please keep all hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
let's see. Don't have any of that left.
I'm ready to head out.
Okay.
We made this
Yeah.
boat. We made this boat on the other side of the giant crumbled arch, right?
You want to make it here?
We would have to, yeah. Otherwise, how are we getting it through?
Well, it doesn't have a sail, so I imagine it's like it's still a raft, so it'd be able to float through the ledge.
Didn't we have to crouch to get through it?
Yeah, there was like a broken spot, a broken column. That was a trap, and that trap reloaded, but you brought in the water, so that trap can't activate again.
Okay.
Okay, let's head out.
Okay. I will use my. Well, I don't know if that is useful. My water vehicles. And if necessary, my shape water cantrip to kind of smooth the bumpiness.
Okay. Everybody load yourself up on the ship on how you would like to do this.
I would be
2x2, I think.
I would be in the back so I can steer it.
Send it to bottom layer. 2 back. There we go. Coloss will be here, helping give guidance for steering. Lithius maybe will be in the front. And Geldloth,
Yep.
you want to get in a boat?
Oh, I thought I would. Sure, I'm in the boat.
Excellent.
Boaty boat face.
Bodie McBoatsons. All right, you're all in this boat.
Woo!
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
Me.
Choo choo.
that
Root
as
you
soon as we
guys.
escape, we're gonna abandon again. Just like all our boats.
Okay, you have a be able to operate sea vehicles, right?
Yes, it
She has-
says
She has a.
water vehicles, but
Okay.
it has a question mark and it says query, so I don't know what skill it's supposed to be.
I imagine it would be wisdom.
Okay. Is navigator's tools the same?
Let me take a look at your sheet.
They just said query, so I don't really know.
Let me see here. Yeah, navigator's tools would also be wisdom.
Okay. Fixed.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
You said
Vehicle.
Colossus was giving guidance?
Yes. Coloss will give you guidance to help with this. So you get a D4 to add to this.
Water vehicles.
Nice.
4.
Yeah. You're able to take this ship all the way here. and you start to head down the tunnel. And as you go through the rapids, you are able to navigate the bumps, and you're all getting splashed with water, but you're all still in the boat with Ayre's excellent navigating. And after some time, what seems like a good few hours, you start to see light at the end of the tunnel. And you come out to here. Copy the boat.
Glorious. That sounds like a great place to rest.
Yes.
As you come out of the tunnel system, the water begins to slow, and you see the light of this cove. Large open cavern. You're not quite sure what it is, but you hear the raindrops hitter and patter on the water and drip and fall from this massive skull that you see up ahead. And I think we'll end it here. Ungroup so I can get rid of this stupid icon. Whee! You're in a boat. There you go.
Hurrah!
Boat's a little sideways.
It's fine. Just got caught on one of the walls. It's fine. A little bit of a glitch it out.